And speaking of spinning the block, it wouldn't be right if I didn't talk about my girl, Amy Luciani. She was recently married to Dwight Howard for a number of months, and they ended up trying to get a divorce. Do you know the girl came back out recently talking about that she shouldn't have left her man and trying to give pro tips to other women about what to do in order to keep their husband? Now, keep in mind, Dwight Howard comes with receipts before the marriage, that there was a lot of hoopla going on from his previous relationships, specifically his baby mama, Royce Reed, who was talking about his possible infidelities and his sexual proclivities. We not hating on that. But is that a part of what Amy really left for? And, is Amy just coming back to spin the block because her options are few and his money is up and she's an unknown rapper from Florida? Like, what do you guys think? Like, how do you feel about her giving wife tips out and now giving suggestions after she tried to, cut off the beard of her 6-month relationship and do something different?
I think that she's well within her bounds to admit that she made a mistake. And I think that she is also well within her bounds to be transparent and say, hey, you know what? I was starting to make a move and it's not the move I want. One of the things that I respect about Malcolm X, and she's no Malcolm X, but it's that he really believed something wholeheartedly. He was preaching all around about what he believed until he went to Mecca and he had a different experience. And then he was mature enough and he had enough integrity to say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. I saw it wrong. Let me tell you how I got it wrong. She didn't get divorced. She filed for divorce. And I wish more people would think about a step and not go, oh, well, I've already gone this far. I got to go the rest of the way. Once you realize you're going in the wrong direction, the best thing you can do is course correct. And she did that. And most of what she said on this post is about course correcting. It's about not being carried away by your emotions. It's about not being swept away by your own narrative and the feel that now that you've started something, you got to keep rolling with it because you're already gone down this far. She talked about women taking a minute, taking a beat, and then trying to look at the situation from a perspective other than their own. Trying to look at it from their spouse's perspective. Trying to go, hey, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm responding in such a way. Or even if it's not me, how can I move myself so that this is not as much of a problem? How can if I can't bend the spoon for all my Matrix fans, right? How can I learn to realize that the spoon doesn't have to bend? I just have to bend based on what I understand about the spoon. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her for marrying a man who was who eventually was transparent with the skeletons in his closet, right? Who had some things being said about him. I guess he owned them. I guess she saw it. She said, I can work with that. And she took it on. I'm not less proud because she decided she couldn't, but I'm even more proud that instead of her being afraid that the public would label her as a flip-flop because they either want to see her with somebody or want to see Dwight Howard without somebody, I'm proud that she could do what she thought was best for herself and her spouse. And the message it sends to other women is what's more important than saving your face is saving your happiness and saving your peace. And sometimes, a lot of times, that might just mean holding your peace so you can save your marriage. That's what I think.
Wow, that was beautiful. I mean, that was beautiful. This is maybe the first time that I might have agreed with you tonight. But then I remember what I'm wearing. And so I was like, as beautiful as that sounded, I'm calling bullshit on why she did this. I'm calling bullshit. And I'm going to go with, like I said, it's beautiful if that's how it happened. As a matter of fact, I was going to go along the lines of, hey, women are allowed to have emotional moments and change their mind. That's what we do. That's what people do. We can do those things. We also had the whole fact that she's learning in public. She's learning in public. I'm talking about all his dirt has been exposed. Everything from him being a bottom to everything else has been exposed and whatnot. And she went into that relationship openly, knowing all these things, but then she wanted to file for divorce 6 months later. Now, note, she did point out that he also wanted to file for divorce at the same time, which is also an interesting fact. Then I thought about the fact that, they talk about just we're in a microwave convenience culture, right? And so she did the 6 months and was like, oh, I don't like it. I'm going to file for divorce. And, but she changed and she course corrected, as you mentioned. And I was like, wow, that's great. She took a moment to reassess and reflect. So she reflected, reassessed, and decided to stay. And all of that, I would like to say she did it from a genuine place. And I still say bullshit because what she did it from, she asked for a half in that divorce settlement. Half. She wanted half. And she discovered, oh, ma'am, you only been with him for 6 months. You not getting half. You going to get maybe a little bitty piece. She discovered that they were not living in a community property state. And even if they were living in a community property, the community property would have been in what they've gathered together in the marriage itself, not the property that he had before. So I don't necessarily think it was true that she was doing this because she took a moment to reassess and think about what she had going on and how great her marriage is and whatnot. Because let's not forget, he also filed. And so was it a battle of who's going to file first? And then did she realize that she wasn't going to walk away with much? And that's when she said, you know what? I need to reflect. Women, we need to shut up sometime. Now, some of her advice was on point. I ain't gonna lie about that because we do need to pick our battles. So I'm gonna say this is part of her rebrand because she realized without Dwight Howard, she was nothing again. She realized without him and his star presence, regardless of all the dirt and drama that was attached to him, she was back in La La Land where no one knew who the hell she was. And this was another opportunity for her to rebrand. So I support the business aspect of her rebrand. I support her giving actual good advice. I was shocked that she actually gave good advice. And she pointed out that she was a new young wife. And I'm like, you know what? All that is true. I support all of that. But I still call bullshit on it coming from an altruistic place. I believe she realized, I'm not going to get that half that I thought I was going to get. I figured I only had to invest 6 months. And now she had to circle the block, spin it black, spin it back, just so she can say, maybe I need to stay a year. Let me see if I pop out a child and increase maybe $5 million from there. I wonder if they had a prenup in place. I don't know. It's their relationship. If he loves it and she loves it, then I love it for them.